Alright you lot, it's the start of a new month and that means that there are new horrible miniatures to check out because we're going to have a look at what Bestiarum Games has to offer for their monthly thing. And this time round we've got the Penitent Crusade and the Expedition. And immediately there's a weird... I can't even read that. Hang on. I need to get my glasses. I can't read anything today and I don't know why. So let's... Oh, that's nice. I cleaned them earlier and now I can see. Makes a change that. The Manticore Stalker. Right, there we go. What is that? I mean, obviously, Manticore gives it away, but the face is... Well, the face is a lot. Oh, something to be noted here, by the way. They've made a change. They've made a change for this release that I really, really like, and that is the fact that they have painted models actually on the pages. So you're not just seeing the 3D renders, you're seeing a finished, produced version. I really like that, and I hope they're able to continue that with subsequent releases. I think it's going to make a big difference. But anyway, let's have a look, shall we? So yeah, we've got a donkey, a telescope, Expedition Cartographer, Expedition Marshal, who looks like an absolute freak of nature. We've got the Bulwarks, the Azerai Pathfinder, the Manticore Stalker, and the Trailblazers as well. I'm just thinking to myself straight away, the more standard-looking humans, these are really fun. These are really fun, just straight off the bat. They feel very traditional fantasy, which, to be fair, Bestiarum don't do a huge amount of just traditional fantasy stuff, but I'm liking the look of these. So first up, we've got the Expedition Cartographer with Donkey, and straight away, I'm loving actually having finished painted miniatures right there. That is such a big change. It really is. Personally, I'm happy with 3D renders, but I know there are people out there who prefer seeing a finished miniature, and in some cases it can be easier to work out what parts of models are what when they already have a painted example, or even like a digitally painted example. Really, it's just options. If you like this kind of presentation and it makes it easier to pass the miniatures, then you've got it. And if you prefer just the 3D sculpts, which is what they've done in the past for the most part, you've got that option too. Just nice to see, you know? Anyway, every detail matters when the jungle swallows trails overnight and someone must be there to record them. Makes sense? Here's a cartographer with a donkey. I love that there's a donkey. Cool, these pictures are big and all. They've immediately zoomed all the way in. Right, straight off the bat, love the donkey. The donkey's fantastic. Great addition there, the donkey. I love the sheer amount of scrolls and all the maps and stuff that are going on. The fact that you've got that telescope as well, and you've got a like standing version and a version on the donkey, and it's the same model twice, so you can do like a little sort of diorama setup if you want. That's very, very fun. The guy himself looks weird, like properly weird. Actually, to be fair, only his head and his weird mask are the things that are standing out. The rest of him, pretty standard, I think. Relatively standard, especially by Bestiarum's standards. And that was a lot of the use of the word standard. I really do like the big sack of maps he's got going on. I like the kind of individual spyglass as well. That's quite fun. Yeah, this is a fun little model. This is fun. Oh, a little bit of a scenery shot. Lovely. Absolutely delightful. Again, that's just a fun little thing to do. They didn't need to do that, but they have, and it's very cool. I like that a lot. It looks like we've kind of got some aquarium plants in there. Some of those ones that are a bit like, you know, you get them to stick in fish tanks and the like. It does look like an actual proper, you know, physical setup as well, so that's lovely. Now, I just got confused by something because we were looking at these all zoomed in, and when I went onto this, it was just the side view, and then that was the side view, and I got a bit confused, but it's because we've got a nice spinny version as well. Again, nice to be able to see from all angles in one continuous shot. Shows off the paintwork as well. Love this edition, absolutely love it. I really hope that this sticks around. I think this is going to make a difference to some people as to whether they pick up Bestiarum stuff. It's a good move. It's a good move. And if you just want the renders, then here we go. The detail is really nice and clear. I do like the platform on that donkey. It looks like he's got a bit too much weight on one side of him, to be fair though. That seems like it would be uncomfortable, but you know, I don't imagine that the Penitent Crusade care. So, got some more renders of the lad. Again, that horrible hood / mask is... Oh, I don't like it. I don't know why. I just don't like it. Well, I do like it because it looks cool, but it also is creepy. You can see the bunch of maps and stuff on the back. That's a big sack. That is a hefty sack of maps. That's a lot of maps going on there. Also got the icon of the Penitent Crusade off to the side on the belt as well. That's nice and fun. There he is. Look at that. Look at that weight. There is not sufficient weight distribution there for my money, but, you know, he's carrying on. He's getting on with it. There's something about the way they do these renders where they have a glow coming from like bottom left that gives everything a very dramatic angle. And for some reason, it's slightly making me laugh that the telescope has got the same dramatic lighting. I don't know why, it's just tickled me. But there we go. So size-wise, yeah, it's relatively tall. It's mostly down to the hat. It's the hat doing all the heavy lifting on the height there. And I take it, yeah, he prints as one piece in the base. Donkey is multiple pieces. Oh, I wonder if that means you can just slot the telescope onto a set of legs. You can! Okay, that's a fun way to do it. So you only need to print the one telescope, you just print the donkey and all the legs. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. A relatively normal start there, relatively. Next up we've got the Expedition Marshal, the single voice able to keep a jungle camp from collapsing into fear, sickness and chaos. I mean, I'd listen to him. Look at him. Like, what? That is a big sword. Bloody hell. Look at the size of that. That is massive. What? I mean, very cool, but also, that, holy crap. Oh, wow, I can even zoom in further. I tell you what, this is, you know what, having them be this big and being able to get this close to the detail is fun. Yeah, I like this guy a lot. It very, very creepy. The legs are too long. The arms are too long. The neck is way too long. So skinny. Like, really thin, especially given the weight of the weapon that he's got, plus that big old staff there. That's a lot of weight to be carrying around for someone who looks like they've been stretched. That's a lot. Ooh, a little bit of smoke action going on with the picture. Very nice. Very fancy. Like that a lot. Also, you can see lads in the background. That's quite fun. Yeah, I'm liking these little set pieces that they've done. This is very cool. And then we've got a spinny view. That's I can't get over how big that sword is. Like, it's the same size as the guy, but the guy is way too long. Way too long for a normal human. There's just something really freaky about it. I mean, obviously the mask is not helping. I mean, it is sort of helping if you're going for creepy, which is obviously what they're doing, but still. Good lord. Good grief. That is a very fun mask. I like that a lot. The way the icon is then also integrated with the hair as well is a nice little touch. The clothes are very, very fun. I didn't need that. Also, things like the damage on the breastplate, which I hadn't really picked up on before. I do like the way they do the battle damaged armor, Bestiarum. They always do a good job with that. It always ends up looking just the kind of alarming side of damaged. It's good. It's real good. The pose is quite nice as well. I do like the pose. Obviously, a bit of tactical rock going on, but it suits it really, really well. And again, cloth. They always do decent cloth. The cloth here looks very nice. I feel like they've got that really dialed in now. I was going to say, it's going to be tall. It's going to be very, very tall. One piece as well, though. That's interesting. I'd mind you, looking at it, I don't know where I would have put the join, personally. I mean, I'm not hardly an expert in this sort of thing, but I am a little bit surprised. But you know what? Given it's all sculpted and moulded into that base, although, maybe a bit of unfair criticism here, but I actually think I would have preferred him not to be moulded to the base, or not to be sculpted onto the base, so that then there was a choice, depending on what sort of base you wanted to put in, because that's harder to do if it's all just one thing. I think I can see why they've done it. It's because the staff connects into that same rock. It's also touching some of the cloth as well with the hand, so it's like really well supported and really sort of firm in there. Same thing with the way the sword is resting into the cloth as well, and then all of that will be supported by that left foot. It makes sense to do it as one and to have those rocks as part of the structure of it. But it does limit what you can do base-wise, which is the only thing I'm not keen on that, but I can understand why they did it that way, you know. Next up, we've got the Azerai Trailblazers. I really like these straight off the bat. So the first to enter the jungle, cutting paths and paying the price when fever and horror strike. Of course they are. Of course they are. This is a fun lot. This is a really fun lot. They're very sort of brigandish. I like the mix of the cloth and the chainmail. That's very, very cool. The mix of weapons as well. Like we've got a couple of machete-like blades. Got that icon again of the Penitent Crusade being held up, but we still have things like just a walking stick on one of them. What looks like a helmet on the belt but not being worn. That's quite nice. Yeah, I like these a lot. The overall feel of them, there's like a kind of man-at-arms feel, but there's a couple of bits that are just a little bit alarming. Like the way that they've done the helmets, where you've got these fold-down sections over the eyes that look like skulls, that's really creepy. I think they've done that super well. That adds something of a sort of horror-ish feel to it, which is neat. I like that a lot. I love all the gear as well, like all the sort of camping and hiking gear they've got. Like they've got the bedrolls on top of those backpacks that they have. The shield there on that one is super, super battered and just looks like it's on its last legs. I mean, to be fair, the guy kind of looks like he's on his last legs as well, as does the lad next to him, given that he's missing an eye. And again, little differences there where we've got the very visible breastplates on a couple, but then on two of them, the breastplate is seemingly not present at all, or they've just got like a shirt on. Like those little differences make, well, a big difference overall when it comes to just having a bunch of models that are super similar in concept, but just have a little bit of personalisation each way. I like these a lot. These are very fun. We've got our nice scenic shot as well. Oh, it does look good. Does look good. Oh, there's the weird Manticorac thing in the background. Well, we're going to be getting onto that in a second, so... But yeah, these context shots look great. Just makes them look even more fun. Now, we've got a spinny bit here. Is it going to be a spinny of every single model or just the one model? Well, I guess we'll find out any second. But, oh, that is some good stuff on the back of that guy. The cloak looks really good. It is just the one lad. Fair enough. That huge, like, sack of stuff hanging down the back with the cloak covering it, I like that. That's cool. Alright, there's the 5 of them. The scarring on the side of his face is really, really nasty. That's excellent. I do like the little icons, the shield icons they've got. Those add a little bit of extra to them. A bit of identifying information that you might miss otherwise. And again, yeah, things like the damage on the helmet, the bedroll that's been attached at the back, that same kind of bandage thing that's going around some of the arms and legs. I like that as a kind of repeated pattern as well. Oh, they're a fun bunch. They are a fun but oh yeah, he is fully missing an eye. Yeah, I want to use these for something. I'm just not sure what yet. It'll be D&D related for sure. I think these will make a very good just enemy, party. More focused on melee combat than anything else due to the loadouts that they've got. But with the inclusion of the guy holding the icon of the Penitent Crusade, you could absolutely get away with having some sort of cleric in there as well. That could be an absolute pain. All that being said, I'm pretty sure they do provide things like stat blocks, don't they? Yeah, there we go. So actually on the preview image there, we've got the Azerai Trailblazers and you can see a stat block in there. Alright, so I need to take a look at that as well then. I hadn't noticed before, but they are super excited about the donkey. And they should be. The donkey is a good boy. Okay, we've also got the Bulwark Vanguards. When discipline falters at the expedition's foothold, hulking enforcers step forward to keep the mission standing. Of course they do. Look at them. These are chunky. I mean, I was going to say lads, but we've got 2 lads and a lass, I think. Either way, they've got the girth, they've got the heft, and they have massive and slightly alarming 2-handed weapons there. I do like that Warhammer pick. Can it be both? I mean, it's got a pick on one end and a hammerhead on the other. And then we've just got a big old mace. I like the style of the crown-like helmets that the Penitent Crusade get, so it's nice to see those. Also a bit more heavily armoured in some respects, at least on a couple of them, but definitely a lot chunkier than the others. Things like the bandages over the eye and over the head there, those look great. I mean, the dude in the hood, clearly just very, very angry. Look at the size of the arms. Look at the size of them. Good lord. Doesn't need the big old massive maul to cave you in. Just punch you in the face. It would stick out the back of your head afterwards. That is the most disapproving expression I think I've ever seen on a miniature. Especially standing there, just staring through the foliage. Just, you're an idiot. You've messed it up. Don't do that again. Back to spinny time. I really do like the cloth on this guy. The cloth looks great. The cloak is really nice. The pose is overall very fun. Look at all the folds. Look at all the folds and stuff in the cloak. The folds in the cloak. And that shoulder looks brutal. Also, all the extra chainmail going on. Oh, it's good. It's real good. We've got the 3 of them there as well. It's a very good looking trio, this. Sort of. I mean, they're scarred and messed up in the extreme. And they are absolutely massive. But in terms of people you don't want to meet in a dark alley, these 3 are right up there. Look at the legs. Look at the legs on her. That is ridiculous. What? Also, I really like that Warhammer thing. That is very, very fun. That's very cool. The end of it is especially brutal looking for some reason. And they are, yes, as expected, massive. Just bigger than your average person by quite a bit, which is fun. That's nice. Finally, we've got the Azerai Pathfinder with Manticorax Stalker. A lone tracker reads the jungle's warning signs while a flesh-crafted hunter shadows their every step, moving as one through a shared bond. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. They get on really well, these two, because one of them is a mutated, created monstrosity. Excellent. I mean, it does show. I will say it does show. I hadn't really picked up on how human the hands are, so that's gross. Yeah, the face is awful because it's scary. The arms are simultaneously extremely muscular while being far too thin, which is a sentence that I'm not really a fan of, and yet here we are. The hands do feel really quite human, but you've got these massive overgrown nails, which is, again, bit off, bit horrible. I can't tell fully, but it sort of looks like there's a saddle there. I don't think it's actually a saddle, but it sort of looks like there might be. The Pathfinder is very cool. I love the combination of a blowgun or a blowpipe or whatever, plus a ridiculous looking bow. Like, that is a silly bow. It's a very fun bow, don't get me wrong, but it is quite silly. Also, the mix of those bandages around the legs, and you've got a super heavy icon and breastplate, but then the rest of it is still, oversized green cloak and a Rambo-esque sort of thing around the head. That's a very fun combination. And that is just a very cool picture. Excellent staging on that one. Oh, yeah. You've got the spinny Pathfinder as well. That cloak does look really good. I like how long and ragged it is. And the way it's been painted so at the bottom is like soaked up moisture. That's very cool. That's a very fun idea, and I will absolutely steal that for something. Possibly this guy. And the Manticorax is awful. Just horrible. Look at the arm. The arm is so wrong. It's just really gross. And it is a saddle, or is it just a protective layer with the chainmail underneath? I feel like it might be. I mean, that guy riding that thing into battle is quite the mental image. And I just don't think the Manticorax would want that. But then again, they do share a special bond. So maybe you would. So much hair. The mane on that is just mental. It's just way too much hair. We've got the 2 of them together again. I really like both of these. This guy especially is very, very fun. Love the posing. I love the overall style of him. He looks fantastic. And yeah, things like that really long and ragged cloak, that does it for me. The Manticorax, it is creepy. It is weird. I think, actually, I sort of jokingly said there's too much hair. I feel like there is a bit too much hair for my liking. Around the head, specifically. But overall, I quite like it. There's just a couple of things. I'm not sure about the cloth right at the front there, just because I feel like there's already enough going on around the head. I don't necessarily feel like that adds much, but the overall design is kind of fun. It is creepy. It is weird. The sort of combination of like rangy and skinny, but muscular at the same time, like. There's a lot of creepy stuff going on, which is nice to see. I mean, they do creepy super, super well. And the fact that it would appear that there is some sort of saddle, or at least a waistcoat for the freak. I mean, you gotta like it, right? You've gotta like that touch. He is actually hunched over, not that tall. Not that tall. The bow's doing the heavy lifting. He is being sneaky. And the Manticorax, okay, that's an interesting split. Mind you, that should be fine. That should be okay. Sometimes when it's like a smooth socket split, I find that it cannot always fit exactly, just because I don't know what it is. Whenever you're printing stuff on resin, or in resin even, on a 3D printer in resin, sometimes like the tolerances are a little bit off when it comes to putting models together. So every now and again I've had to bodge things a little. But I'm just trying to think whether I've ever had to bodge a Bestiarum sculpt. I don't know that I have. I think theirs usually fit together pretty well. Also, of course, depends on where supports are. Like if you've got supports on the sections where it's supposed to join together. This is a pet peeve because I've had this on sculpts that, again, I don't know that any Bestiarums have this, but I have previously bought and printed STLs where it's like, okay, you've got two halves of the model, right? You print them both, you stick them together, you're good to go. But the supported, like the pre-supported version, has had the supports attached to the smooth sections where you are supposed to then join it to another smooth section. And depending on support removal, that can be an absolute pain because you could end up leaving little nubs occasionally or needing to file it down, which would be fine, but it depends on how easy it is to get to that section. And depending on the shape of it, you can end up with a little gap that you wouldn't have otherwise, or it doesn't sit properly, so it's a pain to get together, and then you've got to do a load of tweaking. I don't know where the supports would be on this. I would have to look to find out, which I probably will at some point. But that would be my only concern. That would be my only concern with this specific model. But Bestiarum tend to be very good with their pre-supports, so I would be very surprised if there was anything like that going on, to be honest. God knows I've printed enough of their stuff at this point to know that most of the time, I think they do a pretty solid job of it. So, that was the expedition for the Penitent Crusade, and frankly, looks good again. Really like it. I mean, that's true of most of their stuff. They have definitely nailed a particular style down, and it's a style I really enjoy, but that's one of the reasons I like taking a look at the new stuff every month. So, yeah, there'll be a link to all that in the description down below. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think of that in the comments down below, and I'll see you for the next one.